What's up, everybody? Welcome to tonight's episode of the Not Your Average Mark Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Guapo, the tutorial boss. We have banned the gremlins. We have exorcised all the demons, well, except the one that is my co-host tonight, the one and only Mike Caldwell. Mike, what's happening, man?
Oh, now I'm a demon. I get it.
No, I take it back. You can't be the demon because you can't do the thing.
No, I don't do the thing.
So, no demon for you. We've been gone for a little while, but we are back. We finally fixed all the gremlins and made all the things work, and the guy got everything playing happy. So here we are for your viewing entertainment. Want to say what's up to J-Rep. 34 months in a row he has subscribed to the Not Your Average Mark Wrestling Podcast. Cameron, thank you, brother. Love you for that. We've got B.C.W Texas in the house. We've got Jello in the house. We've got Janine Wade in the house. What's up, everybody? I missed you guys. It's good to be back.
Indeed, it is good to be back.
So I guess before we get too deep into things, let's go ahead and throw a few thank yous out there. I want to say thank you to Ross and the boys from Labor 12. Our intro outro music's called Head Rush. Album's called Monsters. If you haven't gone to check it out yet, I don't even know what to tell you anymore. No. It's been 3 years. What the hell? Jello says you're not a demon, you're a troll.
Fair.
Get off my bridge. Sorry, had to be said. My bad.
Well, at least it's get off my bridge instead of Jello being get off my lawn.
Okay, look, we just got back. Let's not start taking shots just yet.
Bang, bang.
Ross and the boys from Labor 12 doing big things. They have their second album coming out. They're doing music videos. You can find all of it at their website, labor12.com. That's laborxii.com. Thank you to Joe and American Legacy for the Not Your Average merch. We got the new hotness. Got the trucker caps going on now. If you want one of those, you can come to one of the live events, or you can check it out at notyouraveragemark.com. I want to say thank you to J-Ribs 3D Printing. Do you see this little piece of awesome right here? That is a J-Rib original. He hooked us up, made it look awesome. And if you have some sort of logo or something you'd like to see in a light box like this, hit up my boy Cameron, jrebs3dprinting.com. Thank you to Blind Ambition Studios for our awesome graphics, thewrestlingsociety.com for including us in their podcast room. And, of course, as always, thank you to the guy, Patrick. You do good work, bro. Appreciate you, little bro. He's going to get that. I guarantee you he's laughing right now. He has been doing some big things, so you can see what he's done by checking out our website, www.notyouraveragemark.com, or you can join us Monday nights and Friday nights for our Discord. You can find that link on any of our social medias under the About section. You answer a couple of questions, you come in. We do watch-alongs for Raw. We do watch-alongs for SmackDown. We do watch-alongs for PLEs. We've even done an AEW watch-along, which you can't believe I'm saying that. No. Vintage. Jello. Vintage. You're not old. You're vintage. It's a more fun word to say.
Are you Michael Cole now?
Yes. No, I say things before Michael Cole says them, as I proved on our Monday night watch-along that I was just talking about. So, that being said, let's look at no, we're not going to look at the chat because everybody's talking about how it's about time we're back. And I agree with every last one of you. It's been a good week for wrestling. So, well, for most people, there's some people who didn't have a very good week, and we're going to talk about that a little later. But let's talk about some SmackDown, shall we?
Let's do it.
Of course, we've had this is the SmackDown, the go-home show before Backlash. And, you know, it was pretty good. We start the show off with the Samoan Werewolf. He comes out. Well, let me not say that. We actually started the show with a Ted Turner tribute, which was odd for me, having been a part of the Monday Night Wars, to see WWE paying tribute to Ted Turner, but I'm glad that they did. Like, he is just as much an icon in professional wrestling as a Vince McMahon or a Shane McMahon or Triple H. You know, those that are perhaps not in the ring, but behind the scenes. So I'm happy that they did that.
Ted Turner was a giant cog in this wheel we call wrestling. If it was not for Ted Turner, we probably wouldn't be where we are today in wrestling.
Interesting note about the Ted Turner tribute. It was very similar to the one that was on AEW. Not a lot of things happen that are both on AEW and on WWE, but this was one of them, and good on them for doing it on both shows. I don't say a whole lot of nice things about the clown show, but good on them for the tribute.
Mm-hmm.
So back to Jacob Fatu. He comes in, says he's taken that WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and calls out the entire bloodline for being worried about protecting Roman. Got to protect Roman's interest. You got to make sure everything's good for Roman because Roman was born with opportunity. But Jacob Fatu wasn't born with opportunity. He was born with doubt. He's out there. He's giving a good promo. Like, Jacob doesn't do real well on the mic, but he's getting a lot better. But he was interrupted by the Usos. They threatened him, saying Roman is going to destroy him in front of the entire family, in front of his wife, in front of his kids, in front of all the people he cares about and has there. Roman's going to destroy him. Are you sure that's what you want? For your whole family to watch you lose and have to acknowledge the OTC. And he says, my family is going to see me become the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion because I'm ready to die for mine. I mean, it don't get much better than that.
I loved the line that he said that if the Usos dared to interfere, he was going to burn the entire family tree down.
And something about it when he says it, I believe it. Like, I feel like he's going to burn the whole damn tree down.
Yeah, that's why he's got all that gas.
Well, as I told you earlier today, I don't know about everybody else where you're at and what it's like for you, but I had to gas up my pickup today at $4.08 a gallon for the low grade gas, which leads me to believe the gas is currently high enough that Jacob Fatu is considering hitting the brakes. This takes us into a title match. Tiffany Stratton going up against Kiana James. I am very impressed with Kiana James. I always have been. I think she's very. I knew he was going to do it too. Knew it. Thank you, Patrick. Put up the Tiffy time thing. Yeah, stop it. Kiana James is very underrated, in my opinion, and I think she is going to make her way up that ladder. And I hope that they work it correctly for her. But she has a match with Tiffany Stratton, and one of the things I liked on this, I talk a lot of trash about Tiffany Stratton because I can't stand it. I can't. But she did a really cool, what was it, like a handspring stunner kind of thing. And I thought that was really cool. I'm going to say that if you take that move, that handspring stunner, I don't know what she calls it, but if you take that, the Devil's Kiss, Thunderstruck, and the Soul Snatcher, this is the era of badass moves in the women's division. That's just, it is what it is. I will go ahead and give a honorable mention to Oblivion. But it really is. It's a new era for cool ass moves. Julia, of course, gets up on the apron, and Tiffy knocks her off, hits the PME 1, 2, 3, and still. What is she, United States champion?
Yes.
Yeah. You're still women's U.S. champion, Tiffany Stratton. But Now you've got set up a scenario, right? Because now you've got Kiana James and Julia who are like this, kind of pulling apart this way now. So I feel like it's not going to be long before we see Kiana James versus Julia.
Yes.
Perhaps number one contenders type stuff.
This is a possibility.
No, Jono. I threw that one in. The ones I said were the whatever that move is that Tiffany Stratton did, the handspring stunner thing, the Devil's Kiss, Thunderstruck, and the Soul Snatcher. Those are like, all those moves are just wow. So we had a backstage segment, and I'm going to get into this towards the end of the show, the end of SmackDown, but we go to backstage segment where there's an entire room full of mourners. Everybody's sad. So sad. Why? Because the gingerbread man died. This left me with one question that I'm sure it left with all of you. Is Vince back? Like, did we transport back to like 1996? Like, what are we doing? Which is exactly what Sammy's wondering. What are we doing here? So R-Truth shows up telling Sammy he's sorry for his loss. Okay, it was funny. The R-Truth part of it was funny. I can't stand that we're doing this whole thing for the gingerbread man, but R-Truth's part of it was funny. I don't know what we're doing with the gingerbread man. Like, I really can't. This takes us to Tala Tonga going up against Damian Priest. This match set up a little earlier, and I'm going to tell you what. Damian Priest had to tell R-Truth to stay here. You're hurt. You're not 100%. I got to do this. Stay back here. And Truth's finally like, all right, man, do what you got to do. Go handle yours. Good match. Good big guy match. You know, Tala Tonga, Damian Priest go at each other. So there was talk before we even get into what was happening in the match. There was talk that perhaps Tala Tonga and Tama Tonga were not long for WWE, given everybody else that was cut. All of this proved to be false, of course. They're still very much a part of WWE. So that's what people are talking about going into this match. Priest is doing his thing, and the MFTs keep trying to get, or I guess it's MFT now, keep trying to get involved, and Priest fights him away. No problem there. The fans were chanting, "We want truth." And ask and you shall receive, because here comes R-Truth. He came to make the save. He gets overwhelmed, and Tala gets the win with a choke slam, 1, 2, 3. And the MFT starts circling an injured R-Truth. They look like buzzards, man. Shout out to the White Chicks. They look like buzzards just moving around R-Truth. And who comes to his defense? The first thing that comes to mind is here comes Damian Priest. No, here comes Royce Keys to his defense. Of course, Royce Keys already not happy with the MFTs because he was talking to Jacob last week, and MFTs, Solo and the MFTs come and banged him up a little bit. So he shows up and they all back away, which sets up a match for later in the night. What do you think about it? What do you think about where they're going with all of this, Mike?
I'm not exactly sure where they're going with it. I just really hope, with all of the babyface interest that we have in Royce Keys, we don't lose it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Royce Keys can do big things. And Royce Keys is going to do big things. And I like the fact that they're pairing him kind of with Jacob Fatu. Like, he's the grounding point for Jacob Fatu. Hey, remember when we was back in the day, this is how it was. So I like that they're playing him that way for Jacob. How that's going to play out with the MFTs, I'm not 100%. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, we know that Tama Tonga actually has like 1 foot out the door of Solo's locker room there.
That's true. That's true. So we go on to Paul Heyman deciding to confront Cody Rhodes. Cody Raheem Rhodes. So he does his opening line. So, what do you want to talk about? Booed. He caught boos. Why did he catch boos, you might ask? Because they're in Jacksonville. Home of?
The Clown Show.
Absolutely. So Paul comes out and does his opening line. Ladies and gentlemen, my name. Yeah, you know how it goes. So Rhodes is challenging Gunther through Paul Heyman to a match. And Heyman's like, I owe Gunther a favor. And the favor was setting up to make this match. So, yeah, you're going to have a match. However, Heyman said that the contract for the title match was not for Jacksonville, Florida. Not going to happen here. It's going to happen at Clash at Italy. And what did the crowd do? Like proper Jacksonvillians? They started chanting, USA, USA. See, I like it when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
So Heyman reiterates that this favor to Gunther was set. That's what set this up. And if he wanted to get Gunther's signature, you're going to have to do it by yourself because I set up the match. I'm done. I don't have nothing else to do with it. You want him to sign? You get him to do it.
What was the deal with Paul Heyman saying sooner or later everyone needs the wise man?
I'm not 100% on that. But I mean, it has. I think it has a little to do with the line that came before that. So Cody's like, Brock retired on you. Tribal Chief wants nothing to do with you. CM Punk wants nothing to do with you. So is this happening because you're out of options? To which, that's what Heyman responded was sooner or later, everybody or they all need a wise man. And that is the genius of Paul Heyman. To take that line and hang it out there and make happen exactly what's going on right here. What did he mean by that? Well, what's going to happen? Well, like, who's going to be wise man for it? Is he going to be Gunther's wise man? Is he going to be Cody's wise? That's exactly what that line was meant to do. And again, that is the genius of one Paul Heyman.
Always talking about him.
Yep. Looking over at the chat, Janine Wade saying, calling it a short night due to recovery from a car wreck. Y'all have a great show. Love you both. Love you too, Janine. I hope you're okay. I hate that you were in a car wreck. I hope that you're good. Keep us posted, please. J-Reb says, seems that Paul owes everyone favors and he turns on someone one way or another. You're not wrong. He didn't exactly, he has before. I was going to say he didn't exactly turn on Brock, but he has before. He definitely turned on Roman, and he turned on Punk, and he turned on Seth. So, yeah, he's kind of got a history there.
He's a real Benedict Arnold, sir.
I don't know about the Ben or the Arnold, but yes.
I see what you did there.
You see what I did there?
Mm-hmm.
So after this conversation, Gunther hits the ring, puts Cody in a sleeper. Cody gets out and like knocks him off the apron like 3 different times. Just bam, get down. So they set it up pretty good for the 31st at Clash at Italy. That brings us to Ricky Saints going up against Matt Cardona, who stays ready, so he ain't got to get ready. I'm not fully behind Ricky Saints yet. I was behind Ricky coming to WWE. I was even behind him a little bit. I was getting there in NXT. I haven't fully bit on the character yet on the main roster. What do you think?
I'm not exactly sure what to think on it yet. I feel like they have him slotted to do some big things. Had a nice competitive match with Cardona. Um, Kicked out of Cardona's finisher, the Rough Rider, and so I mean they've got him set up to do something decent. So only time will tell.
I think you're right, and you are correct. This was a good match. Like there was a whole lot of good back and forth in this. Like they both got a lot of offense in this. Like Cardona went for the unprettier, Saints countered with a reverse DDT, and Cardona comes back with the Rough Rider. Saints kicks out of that, and like I mean, like they have good chemistry, and I think they should keep them together. Personally, what I don't know about this, so Saints hits the Revolution DDT and follows that with the Rochambeau for the win. But are they trying to push? Like, are they really trying to push Ricky? Is my question. Because if so, you can't be going 50-50 with Matt Cardona. That's not saying anything negative against Matt Cardona, but if you're trying to push Ricky Saints into that upper mid card level, lower top card level, you can't have him going 50-50 with Matt Cardona.
I believe the quote was, "He's the fourth string QB."
Was the quote. You're absolutely right. That was a good one too. So looking over at the chat, Jello saying, have we noticed that the Clash titles have been consistently getting bigger? First it was Clash at the Castle. Then it was Clash at Berlin, a city. Now it's Clash in Italy. It's a whole country. The next one's going to be Clash on Earth.
No, we got to go Europe.
Okay.
Then we got to do continent next, and then
that's true. That is kind of a funny little fact there, though. I like how they're doing that. So, Fatal Influence. Nobody likes Fatal Influence. The crowd don't like Fatal Influence. Rhea don't like Fatal Influence. Charlexa don't like it, which means they're doing exactly what they are there to do. These ladies do their job well.
The heat, the amount of heat that those three have is absolutely insane. And they sit them out there as a test, and then now they got nuclear heat, and it's not go away heat. It's people aren't going to the concession stand whenever they come out. They're actively involved, which is where we want them to be.
That's what I mean. They're doing their job, and they're doing it well. So our women's tag team champions make their way out. That, of course, being Paige and Brie. And they're giving their promo. They're having a good time. Fatal Influence comes out, and they start talking about how you need to get out of our ring, and don't worry, we'll be back for those belts. And that's when Nia Jax and Lash Legend come out. Lash Legend coming out to chants of "Whoop that trick," by the way. I don't know if you know this or not, but Lash Legend, Trick Williams are, of course, affianced. Yeah, I used a big word.
That's yeah.
So they come out, they lay people out, and they're like, we're going to go now. Just remember, we're next in line. Y'all been here for 5 seconds. I don't know why you think you get a title shot, but back of the bus, homie. So there's going to be some things that come from all of this, and I'm here for it. While they're out there, Rhea's music hits, which is probably one of my favorite entrance themes at the moment. And I know it's Patrick's favorite. She comes out, and then here comes Charlotte and Alexa, and we start up 6-woman tag match. Fatal Influence versus Rhea and Charlexa. This match was insane. And I enjoyed everything about it except the ending. There was even a point Laney Reed, mocking Charlotte Flair, doing the strut, the Ric Flair strut. And yeah, that's not cool. I just love the fact that Charlotte gets in there, wrecks house, and then does it herself and makes it look good. We got it going good. Rhea's running roughshod on everybody right up until Jade Cargill and her little minions, B.C.W and Mishin, come out, interfere, allows Fatal Influence to get in the ring, get the 1, 2, 3. So when you look at the books, it's going to show Fatal Influence with the W over Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss. It's a travesty, I tell you.
That's big for the resume.
It is, and it's going to give even more heat, even more of that nuclear heat you were talking about. Jello in the chat saying, when you have a 6-woman tag team match and the only adult voice in the room is Alexa Bliss, there's a problem. That referring back to Rhea and Charlotte kind of going at each other, and Alexa's like, look, we're going to be a team right now. Can you stop? Can you work with her? Can you work with it? Can we be a team, please? Yeah, when Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley are in that position, first off, kudos to Alexa, because I ain't getting in the middle of that. But for Alexa to be the voice of reason, that's scary in and of itself. We go to Royce Keys and Tama Tonga. This, of course, set up earlier whenever Royce Keys comes in and clears the ring when they're going to beat up R-Truth. This was good. Like, I enjoy what they're doing with Keys, like we were talking about earlier. This match showed well. Tama Tonga showed out. Royce Keys showed out. They gave them both a chance to do what they do best. And Royce Keys did exactly what he does best, and that's throw Tama Tonga down in a spine buster for the win. He has one of the most brutal spine busters ever. In my opinion.
I agree.
So after the match, Solo Sikoa is like, look, bro, we don't want no beef. Why don't you join us? And Royce Keys like, no, I'm not. Jello says Royce Keys beat the makeup off of Tama Tonga. I mean, you're not wrong. He absolutely did. All right, now we're going to talk about the ending of SmackDown. Not a fan. Not a fan in the least. We had a funeral for the gingerbread man. We had an AI video package that had him at out in the crowd whenever Steve Austin stunned Vince McMahon, which I'm kind of surprised they showed. Not gonna lie. They were out with DX whenever they did the WCW takeover thing. Like, there was he was in the crowd when Brock ended the streak. Like, it was funny for what it was. But again, I'm left wondering, is Vince back? Like, are we 96 Vincing? Is that what we're doing? And then I realized that's got to be exactly what's happening, because Trick Williams came out in a black fur coat, poured one out for the gingerbread man, and began to rap. You heard me. I said it. Let's talk about it. Not only was he rapping, he was backed up by a choir.
I don't believe he was rapping. I believe he was preaching.
I mean, maybe so. Maybe he was preaching. Either way, people got lighters in the air, and then we went to an AI video package of the gingerbread man doing what the gingerbread man does, and the crowd actually started chanting gingerbread. Like, what are we doing? Sami Zayn felt the same way, and he interrupted to a chorus of boos. And fans started chanting "Whoop that Trick" during Sami Zayn's rant. Sami attacked Trick. Gingerbread Man comes back to life, sits up in the casket, Undertaker style. Removes the hat. It's Little Yachty. He beats Sami with a kendo stick. Trick finishes him off with a trick knee, and that's how we go off the air. I'm not here for it. Normally, I'm like, okay, let's give it a chance. This is what they're going to do. I just wasn't here for this. I can't with the Gingerbread Man. Mike, run it for him. What do you got?
Well, the whole situation for the finish of SmackDown was about as impressive as a fart in church.
Great.
Yeah, I'm. That's not my style. That's not my wrestling, and I mean, whoever that's their wrestling, whatever, more power to them. But I wasn't a fan of it. I feel like they could have done a whole bunch more doing other things, but we have Trick in a position right now of being the babyface, and Sami Zayn trying to be the babyface and getting booed out of the building because of it.
Sami is 100% heel. There's no question about that. And if there was a question by the end of this show, there's not by the end of Backlash, which we'll talk about in just a minute. But I have to agree with what Jello's saying in the chat. We spent a ton of TV time over multiple shows just to get the payoff being Little Yachty beating on Sami Zayn. Really? Really? It brings about a question. Is this the result? Is this what we have to look forward to? Is this what's happening when TKO puts their hands into creative? Because I can't, based on everything I've seen to this point, I can't for the life of me think this was a Triple H thing. Because it's not Paul Levesque's style of wrestling either.
No.
So I just wonder if this is what happens when TKO dabbles in creative.
I don't know. I honestly think I heard something to the effect of they were going to have AI start helping write.
I hope to hell not.
And if this is what AI gives you whenever you write, tell AI to go home.
As someone who knows a little bit about the process of writing, you will ruin professional wrestling by letting AI write professional. 100%. It needs the human touch. The AI is not going to get it done. Personal opinion.
I completely agree with you.
Jello says perhaps it looked better on paper. I don't see how. Little Yachty beats up Sami Zayn. You can't write. You could do it in calligraphy and it's not going to look good on paper. Sorry. Okay. All in all, it's a good go-home show for SmackDown. I enjoyed it. Thought it was pretty good. Everything except the Gingerbread Man stuff. I can't with the Gingerbread Man stuff. Because of the Gingerbread Man stuff, I'm going to give it a B-. What do you got? What's your score?
I was saying like C.
So with C, B-, we're kind of in that same boat. All right. Well, let's talk about some Backlash, shall we?
Okay.
First match of the night. Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker. This is a hot way to start the show. I dig it, but a couple of things about this. Like, Braun Breaker wins the match. We are, kind of saw that one coming. But here's some things I found interesting about this match. Number one, this is the second PLE in a row where we're playing the age card, where it's Seth Rollins' age or his back or the wear of being a wrestler that is the problem, and that's starting to become the story of the match. Can he keep up? Braun's younger and he's faster, and so we're getting to a point where we're using that age, and we saw that before with Roman Reigns with the whole him and CM Punk thing where he called CM Punk old, and like are we moving to that? Are we moving to the old guys versus the new guys? New guys are taking over kind of thing?
God, I hope not, because that was a Vince Russo. That was a Vince Russo thing in WCW that I just wanted to never live again.
There's a whole lot of what Vince Russo does that I just never want to live again.
You're not wrong, but that whole New Blood versus the Millionaires Club crap that he ended up pulling. If we're going in that direction, we need to go ahead. Yeah, stop it. Immediately, if not sooner.
So, looking at the end of this match, of course, you're not going to have a match with Braun Breaker in it that you're not going to have some kind of interference from the Vision. But I don't feel like this match needed it. Like, to tell the story that they were doing, I don't think it needed the interference, which, don't get me wrong, from a storyline standpoint, it gives Seth Rollins the out, right? He lost because they interfered. Like, he didn't lose straight up to Braun Breaker. They interfered, and so he lost. But to tell the story they were telling, I don't feel like we needed the interference. Jello saying, with Cody, Roman, Punk, and Rollins all being in the same age range, I believe this is the start of the passing of the torch era. And it very well may be. And passing the torch, I can kind of understand. I don't feel like we're going to see Seth much longer, because even if we're playing it up in storyline, his body is beat up. So is Punk's. I think Cody's still got some run in him. I think Roman's still got some run in him. But we are going to start seeing some of the, I guess, the ruthless aggression era. Some of those guys starting to fall off, I think.
I believe 98% of the ruthless aggression guys already are falling off.
They are.
I think we have Orton and Truth.
Ray. That's about it. That's about all that's left.
Mm-hmm.
This was, in my opinion, the way to open the show. With the matches that we had on the card, this was the way to open the show because the crowd was hot.
Yep. Seth Rollins is really good about setting the tone for the night.
And that's exactly what he did, and he did it well. We go from that into Trick versus Sammy for the IC title. It's not the IC, it's the U.S. title.
Yes.
Yeah, for the U.S. title. Your champion, Trick Williams, with his lemon pepper steppers and his sidekick Little Yappy, or I'm not a Little Yachty fan. Just in case y'all didn't know that, I'm not a Little Yachty fan.
And that's where you and I are different, because I am a Little Yachty fan. I believe I believe they're onto something with him. It's going to take some time.
I'll give you this about Little Yachty. As much as I don't like him, he has already proved 100 times over to be more of an asset than Travis Scott was.
You're not wrong.
Like, comparatively, he's better for business. He's done so much better than the whole little Travis Scott experiment that they tried to do. So I'll give him that one. Okay. This match has 100%, absolutely cemented Sami Zayn as a heel because he started doing heel things. He faked the knee injury. Oh, we lost Mike. He disappeared. He doing that. I'm gonna keep going. He's gonna be back. I just know it. But he fakes. See, there he is. I told you he'd be back. He fakes the knee injury and then uses the cane. Like he's doing heel things. He is a heel now. One of the things I heard about this before the actual PLE was that this match was completely overbooked. As somebody that's been in the business for quite a while, Mike, explain to everybody what a match being overbooked means.
Okay. You take a hat and then you reach into the closet and you grab another hat and you put that hat on. And then you reach in the closet and you grab a hat and you put another hat on. And it's a hat on top of a hat on top of a hat.
When I first started getting into understanding the other side of the business, the side that you don't watch on TV, that was probably the first thing Mike taught me. Was a hat on top of a hat on top of a hat is never a good idea. That's why I asked you to explain it, because I knew that's what you were going to say. But a lot of people said that that's what this was going into it. And I really don't think so, because everything kind of made sense with the storyline, right? So it didn't hurt the quality of the match. Trick Williams looks good. You know, he comes out on top. He looks good. Sami Zayn carried the story aspects of it. Little Yachty got beat up. That's always a plus in my book. So, and it was better than their WrestleMania match. All in all, I'm going to say this was a good match. That's where I'm going to go with this one.
Okay.
Jello says Little Yachty may be valuable right up until Trick steps up to Oba. And then Oba's going to throw Little Yachty through the curtain from the ring. Like, just eat. Like he's going to throw him through the curtain from the ring. We will have a flying Yachty. So our next match. We knew it was Danhausen going up against Miz and Kit Wilson. So who's Danhausen's partner going to be? Well, I heard a whole lot of talk about it's going to be Pepsi Phil. And then there's a whole lot of people that thought it was Rolling Jelly. I even heard somebody and this was one I hadn't thought of. I heard somebody say that they thought it was going to be a zombie gingerbread man because he took the gingerbread head out of the trash can. So, I mean, it was a valid thought process given what we're seeing right now. So you got to wonder who it's going to be. Well, you see Danhausen fly by and pull some hair out of Brie Bella's head on SmackDown. And she's like, oh, who did that? And there goes Danhausen the other way. Now, if you didn't catch why that's important, what did Danhausen call Brie Bella? He met Nikki Bella and then turned around and saw Brie Bella and said, oh, wow, a clone. Because they're twins, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, wow, clones. So he pulled her hair, got some of her hair. What's he doing? He's making a clone. Genius. Like, just that is what I love about WWE writing. That little bit, just that little thing. Why did he pull Brie Bella's hair? Oh, because he called her a clone like 3 months ago. Like, I love it. So we get ready for the match. Out comes Miz and Kit Wilson. Out comes Danhausen and his partner, Minihausen. Yes, that is correct. El Torito has a new face. And it is Minihausen. And Minihausen did good. All right. I don't care what anybody says because I've heard all sorts of this is silly, this is dumb. You watched a gingerbread funeral. Don't tell me this is dumb. Sorry.
Oh, God.
The person that brought that to me was talking about how funny the gingerbread man funeral was. So that's why I say that. You enjoyed a gingerbread man funeral. Don't talk to me about stupid.
Honestly,
go ahead.
So honestly, the whole miniature Danhausen, it was just it was good. I that as far as comedy in wrestling, that's the kind of comedy in wrestling I like. I like the physical comedy where you have the small person against the larger person and those kind of things.
Well, let me ask you this, Mike. We get to a point where Kit Wilson has had enough of Minihausen, throws him back into the box he came out of. The box starts beeping, whirring, making noise. What is better than Minihausen?
10 Minihausens.
Exactly. A whole herd of Minihausens comes out the box and starts going crazy. They're jumping up or down on the they don't interfere, mind you. They don't interfere in the match, but they're jumping up and down on the announce table. I'm pretty sure Wade Barrett said one of them bit him. Being serious, like I'm pretty sure that was said. In the end, we get Danhausen with the pump kick, rolls up Miz, 1, 2, 3. I'm here for that match. I thought it was absolutely great. Danhausen and Minihausens. I'm a fanhausen.
Love that Danhausen.
Very nice. Very evil.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick says, of course you did. Yes, I did. I am a fanhausen, and deep down you're a closet fanhausen, and we all know it. Just say it. Sorry, staying with Patrick. That takes us into, as much as I enjoyed the Jacob Fatu Roman Reigns match, it takes us into what I am going to say had to be the match of the night for me. And that's Io Sky versus Asuka. Now, before the match, there were some questions going into this because Asuka had posted on Instagram lyrics to a song, lyrics to, I believe it's Frank Sinatra's My Way. And I had people wondering what's she's saying because that's a song about saying goodbye. And so people are like, what's going on? They have what is probably the best match I've seen the two of them have ever. And I've seen some of their stuff from Japan. And I feel like this was by far their best match ever together. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the match, Asuka's looking at Io. Io bows to her. And Asuka's in tears and goes up and hugs her. Like they have the big hug. She waves at everybody, and everybody's left with the question, did we just see Asuka's last match? Is that what this is? Is that what we just saw? What did you think, Mike?
Honestly, I really didn't know what to think. I mean, we're at that point right now where like somebody said, this is the passing of the torch moments. So you have the elder basically rewarding the young girl and riding off into the sunset.
Yeah. That being said, it's been put out there. It was put out there initially that she probably got hit by the cuts. It has been since confirmed that she was not cut. She did not retire. She's semi-retired. What I'm being told is she had to go back to Japan to take care of some personal family issues. And it didn't get any deeper than that as far as what the issues were, anything like that. It was she needed to take care of some personal family issues. And I do think that's what it is. Jello asks a valid question, and this is something that I've been throwing out there for a little bit now. Kairi Sane was cut. Asuka's taken some time off. Tonga Loa and JC Mateo were cut. Kofi Kingston was cut. Aleister Black was cut. What's the thread that ties all of those people together?
They've done work in Japan.
They've all wrestled in Japan. The majority of them for Tanahashi-san in New Japan. So what if, let me paint you a word picture. What if all of these people that were cut are going to do work in New Japan as perhaps part of a budding partnership between WWE and Japan? That gives the opportunity to actually take it completely global. You've got WWE in the United States. You've got AAA. You've got New Japan. It is now a global product proper. So just a little something to throw out there. What do you think about it?
I mean, it's possible, but only time will tell.
We'll have to see what happens there. I personally, Jello, think yes. That is what we're looking at. Now, this takes us to John Cena's foundation shaking announcement. And I'm not sure how to feel about it. So he's setting up the John Cena Classic, a new tournament with a new belt that he has put his name on, that puts today's stars against tomorrow's stars. That concept I'm 100% for. Love it. It's the second part of that announcement I'm not sure how I feel about. And that is the fact that regardless of the winners and the losers of the matches, it's the fans that are going to ultimately choose the winner of the new belt. And my problem with that is, as we've said 100 times on here, how fickle is the IWC? The internet wrestling community is a fickle, fickle beast, and now has that kind of power.
Very much so.
Not sure how I feel about it. We'll have to see how it goes. Where's your head at on it?
I mean, I've seen them do things where, that we have the whole Cyber Monday gimmick, where, the fans can vote on who the opponent of this person is going to be, or, what stipulation are we going to have in this particular match. But this is the WWE. This is not American Idol. This is not, Dancing with the Stars. This is not a reality television program where we should have the fans dictating what we do and what we don't do.
I couldn't agree with you more. I don't like that aspect of it. I don't like certain things, like you were talking about with Cyber Monday. Okay, this person and this person are going to have a match. We're going to let you choose what kind of match. Okay, I can live with that. But regardless of wins and losses, we're going to let you decide who the new champion is. No, I can't get behind that.
I believe it's a work in progress. I feel like there's more than what we're getting right now that's going to be a part of it.
I think
because I've also heard that they are selling tickets to the tryouts that are at SummerSlam, and they're going to have the people in the audience vote to see who may get a contract.
Yeah, I don't like it. Jello seems to believe it's all going to come out fine as long as it's not a spinner belt. That brings us to our main event for Backlash. That, of course, being Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns. This ended about like you thought it would. Roman does get the win, but Jacob Fatu snapped. And it's, Tongan death grips for everybody.
And launched Adam Pearce out of the ring.
Yes, he did. It's been a bad couple of weeks to be Adam Pearce. Sol Ruka moves out of the way and Becky Lynch punches him in the face, to which he responded in true Adam Pearce fashion, I need a drink.
Mm-hmm.
He gets thrown around by Jacob Fatu. I mean, it's just not a good couple of weeks to be Adam Pearce. But I like the fact that they left it in a question. They left it as what's going to happen next, because out of the last few PLEs, this felt more like a main event, a PLE main event, than a lot of the last PLEs have. I enjoyed the fact that this one left me going, what the hell is going to happen next?
So Roman Reigns pulls the turnbuckle pad off and then uses the exposed turnbuckle on Jacob Fatu before he gives him the spear. And it is never discussed again.
Nope, it's sure not. That's very, very true. Just like it wasn't discussed that Roman Reigns used the stairs in his match with Punk and wasn't disqualified for it.
It's I don't know.
I feel like that's a work. I feel like every time Jacob says they're protecting Roman Reigns and he's privileged, and that all of this where they didn't call it when he used the steps on Punk, and they didn't call it when he took the turnbuckle pad off, and they didn't call this and they didn't call that, it's all going to come full circle to he's being protected.
Okay. I'm still here for it. As long as we don't have another funeral for an imaginary person, I'm good.
I'm so with you on that. All in all, I liked Backlash. I'll give it a solid A. I thought it was a good PLE. There wasn't much that happened in it that I didn't like. There was no gingerbread man. I didn't have to deal with that. Little Yachty got kicked in the face. I mean, Io and Asuka had the best match I've ever seen them have. And we got to see Jacob Fatu go no brakes, all gas. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk a little bit about Raw.
Let's do it.
I don't know what it is, but the last few weeks, Raw seems to be just moving. And you look up, and I believe it was Jello that even said in the chat in the watch along that it's already been an hour and a half. And where did it go? Because it's that good. It's moving at the right pace. We started off with, go ahead, Mike.
No, I'm here for it. Just continue.
So the Vision starts off, and they're talking about why they're the best. The Street Profits come out, and they're like, no, I don't think so. And Logan Paul talks about Joe Hendry, and he's stupid. I don't like him. That stupid song. I'm going to Picasso and cut my ears off. To which Joe Hendry replied from the crowd with his guitar, standing on the announce table, singing "Fire Logan Paul," which is great. It's my jam.
It's catchy. It really is.
It's very catchy. That, of course, led to our first match of the night, which was the Vision versus the Street Profits and Joe Hendry. It was a good match. I enjoyed a lot of what happened. In the end, the Street Profits able to pull off the victory. And I don't know. I feel like Street Profits are starting to get the push that they've been needing for a while. I love the fact that Austin Theory's like, I know why you're here. I know why you came back, because Bianca's at home and she can't pay the bills no more. So you had to come back to work. I was like, yeah, whoo, Lord.
Them's fighting words.
Right? So next we get a promo from Penta where he calls out Ethan Page. All ego Ethan Page. And they have a good back and forth. And Penta's like, you want a match? Well, dale, let's go. And so they're setting something up, and Rusev comes out, and he's not happy. And Ethan Page is a smart enough man to know when Rusev comes out, back off. Let him say whatever he's going to say. He says, I agree with everything you just said. What he said to Rusev. Then Ethan Page is like, yeah, well, I heard Javon Evans in the back talking to Adam Pearce saying that Rusev don't deserve this. And Javon Evans is like, no. You know you lied. You know you're lying, even though that last part about him being old, you're right about that. But you know you lied about everything else. I love Javon Evans so much. So it sets up a match. You get Rusev versus Javon Evans. What were your thoughts on that match, Mike?
It was a good match. It was kind of what we would have expected. Everybody shined. Everybody did what they were supposed to do, and it progressed a story along.
It did, and it, in my opinion, it made Javon look good. Javon Evans gets the win, and it made him look good without hurting anything for Rusev.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoyed the match. We get Paige and Brie Bella come out to answer the Judgment Day, who says we should be champions. It's funny how everybody that talks to Paige and Brie Bella think we should be champions. But Raquel and Roxanne come out and they're like, oh, we're so happy you decided to stop here on your nostalgia tour. I love that they call it a nostalgia tour. It's great. Talk about how, don't worry, we're going to be coming for our belts, and whenever you're ready, let's go at it. And of course, because the Judgment Day is who the Judgment Day is, Liv Morgan comes in, drops everybody. Judgment Day is left standing tall.
It's all fun and games until somebody gets punched in the face.
That's right. It's all fun and games till somebody gets punched in the face. We get our next match, which before we get the match, I don't know why WWE wants to make me all sad right before they make me all happy, but Asuka and Io are seen talking to each other, and she says, Asuka's like, I knew somebody was going to need to take over be the successor for my legacy, and I'm glad it was you. And leaves with her suitcase. What happens after this is what I look for in a match on Monday Night Raw, and it's Io Sky versus Sol Ruka. There was nothing about this match I didn't like. Well, let me not say that. There were a couple of spots where it seemed like Sol was maybe slowing down a little bit, or which Io had been in a crazy match, 2 nights before. So if she had to, I completely understand it. But it was noticeable in just a couple of spots. But I thought the match itself was great.
Finish was amazing.
Tell me about it. Talk about the finish.
So Sol goes up, does her nice little flippy do for the Soul Snatcher, and Io has that thing timed out like a Timex watch, watches her land, pulls her into a crucifix pin, 1, 2, 3, and that was it.
Now, it was what happened after that. So Ruka up against the ropes, didn't throw a fit, didn't just pointed it at Io like, yep, you got me with that one. Io helps her up. They do the whole pointing at each other, the good Scooby-Doo ending.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
It was a sportsmanlike conduct.
It was. It was very. It showed great sportsmanship, and I love that. We go from that into the Obafemi Open Challenge, or lack thereof, it seems. Obafemi comes out, the whole crowd chanting Oba. Crowd's so behind his entrance right now. But he comes out. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
I'm a fan. He has such a presence, and I have not seen anything like this guy in forever. And I now am looking forward to seeing where everything goes. But I really did enjoy the fact of Adam Pearce coming out to all boos, where it's like, nobody wants to fight you. So he goes, okay, I'll go find somebody myself.
Now, that's exactly what he did. He brought out Los Garzas and just beat the hell out of him. But here's the thing. There's a lot of people giving him heat, giving Oba heat, which good for them. I'm not going to do it. But they're giving Oba heat because what he said as he walked back through the curtain, saying everybody in the locker room are a bunch of cowards. Come on, man. That's just storytelling. Like, I don't get how you're going to be upset with him about that.
Oh, it is what it is.
We go from that to the AAA Mega Campeona or Campeon, the Mega Championship. I don't remember how he said it, Campeonaire or something like that. Which we get the OG El Grande Americano versus Dirty Dom Mysterio. During the watch along, we saw the return of El Guapo Moco Cappuccino.
Mm-hmm.
He showed up for a little bit, interested in this match. And it was a good match. Like, I enjoyed it. I thought it was really, really good. Of course, was it Rayo and Bravo come out and try to interfere, which brings out Los Hermanos Americanos. I like their name better. Starts beating them up, throws them out. They brawl away, and out comes Grande Americano V2, which interferes and allows Dominic to get the win. This is storytelling at its best, in my opinion, because you've given Dom a match and a title defense, which he hasn't had in a while. You give him the win on that. You've got, in 2 weeks, you've got a match coming up on AAA that's mask for mask between the Grandes, and you've moved that storyline some. So this was just good storytelling.
When is that match? Do we know?
The 30th. It's the day before Clash at Italy.
I really want to watch that.
I do too. I really do. I don't know how you feel about it. My personal thought is Grande Americano. OG is going to lose that match, in my opinion.
Oh, I'm in total agreement with that, because I feel like the other Grande Americano is he fits the bill, and it keeps him away from Ric Flair.
No, you didn't.
Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah, somebody come get your grandpa with Ric Flair. I can't. In my opinion, right now, Kaiser's so over as Grande Americano in AAA and in Mexico in general. I just can't see them pulling the mask off of him. And Chad Gable can stand as Chad Gable. Mm-hmm. Losing the mask isn't going to hurt him at all. Matter of fact, it gives us Chad Gable back.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Of course, Dominic gets the win on this, and We get everything set up. That takes us to the acknowledgement ceremony. Ceremony where Roman Reigns says you're going to pay off what you said you were going to do. I won. You're going to acknowledge me. And Jacob comes to the ring with Jay trying to stop him, telling him, be smart, man. Think about this, man. Just don't do this. Like all the way. Say what?
Then I was going to say, and then he touched him.
Yeah. Then he made the mistake of touching him. And I guess you could say that Jacob Fatu reached out and touched someone vigorously with his forehead repeatedly. Because he put Jay down and made his way out to the ring where Jimmy stops him. And at this point, you've already got a pissed off Samoan Werewolf. Why you got in front of him, I have no earthly idea. That was not smart. Because he beats down Jimmy, throws him down, and makes his way to the ring where him and Roman go at it immediately. And they fight for what? It was probably a good 6-8 minutes they were fighting. Like, it was almost a match.
The chair beat down.
Yep.
And he got right back up and just kept going.
Multiple tongue and death grips.
Jason Voorhees is his finest right there.
You know? And Adam Pearce, once again, gets thrown. He's going to get tired of that at some point in time. I'm just saying. I thoroughly enjoyed Raw this week. I will wholeheartedly give it an A+.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
It moved quickly. Everything made sense. I loved it. Now, let's talk about another show. We're going to wrap up with this. Another show that I absolutely loved, and that was B.C.W Texas Headgames this past Saturday. It was a good show, man.
Yeah, I was there.
Me too. So here's what we had go on. Our first match showed Hondro Zuma up against Sean Lau. Hondro Zuma able to get the win, but I'm not sure what's going on with Sean Lau. Like, I don't know if it's the country devil or exactly what is going on there, but there's something going on with Sean Lau, and it's a little unnerving. I'm not going to lie.
No, I caught up with him at intermission, and he was over at a trash can, looked like he was about to get sick. And then I was like, hey, man, are you good? And he turns around, and he's got, like, green shit all over his face.
And the eye.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with him, but it's kind of creepy. We had a Lubbock Pro Wrestling 101 showcase match. Grandmore G5 going up against Algie Olsen. What a good match.
That was really it. I mean, 101 is really turning out the people.
They are. And I was very, very impressed with this match. And afterwards, I got the opportunity to say something to the head trainer of Lubbock Pro Wrestling 101, that, of course, being the American Tragedy Phoenix, about how great what they do with these students is and how they are right now training the next generation of superstars. Mm-hmm. Not only in West Texas independent wrestling, but who knows where these guys are going to go. So I came up with an idea. Thought, why don't we take B.C.W Texas and take Lubbock Pro Wrestling 101? Let's take it to the mallet. Let's have a super show, which everybody was all about. Everybody was happy until a voice from the back starts talking, a very recognizable voice. And as he walks through, the crowd absolutely and completely boos the one and only Rick Elzie.
Who authorized giving him a mic?
I had my mic. I did. I don't know who gave him a mic. He may have showed up with a mic for all I know. But he came out and he had some things to say. He didn't think that we should be having a West Texas Super Show without Squared Circle Pro, and that we shouldn't include 101 without his say so because he is a partial owner, to which Phoenix reminded him he is the minority owner. And yes, 101 will be there. So, all of that to say, July 11th, it's ground zero. It'll be at the Mallet Event Center. It's going to be huge. It's Lubbock Pro Wrestling 101. It's B.C.W Texas. It's Squared Circle Pro. It's big. It's big.
Yes. Very big. Very evil.
Yes, very big. Very evil. Very demure. Yeah, I brought that back. Just for Patrick. We have Mateo El Feo going up against Miles Journey. Beat him by pinfall. I'm so impressed with Mateo El Feo. Like he gets in the ring and he just absolutely kills it. And I don't know if you saw it or not, but he just almost killed Miles Journey. You know, Hell's favorite hippie, for having a sign that says it's about to get ugly. Speaking of trying to kill people, Mac to franchise.
Oh my God.
Draven Reeves. So for those that aren't aware, Draven Reeves turned on Mac at our show in March. And Mac was none too happy about it, asked for a match, was granted said match, to which Draven wanted no parts of, because he know what he did. He knows what he did. And so we had this match, and there was a whole lot of getting out of the ring and trying to leave. And Mac wasn't having it. In the end, Mac does get the win by countout. They're fighting outside of the ring, and he beats him down. Mac manages to roll in, beat the 10 count, where Draven did not. I somehow feel like that's not over yet.
Oh, absolutely. That is far from being over.
So, also at the March show, we had some wildness happen. We had Jeb Bingham going up against Jesse the Kid James. And Jesse got thrown from the ring. Our in-house doctor and everybody's favorite MD, Marcus, makes his way out to check on him. And as he's checking on him, Jeb goes over to see, are you okay? And gets turned on by Marcus MD. We come to find out from that Marcus MD and limited edition Jesse the Kid James are all working under the tutelage of Country Devil Bill Donovan. So there was a match made. Jeb said, I'll be back in May and I won't be alone. For those that have looked on the socials and seen it, Jesse James made it very clear that you ain't got no friends. You talk to yourself. I'm not worried about you, man. I mean, I'm worried about you, but I'm not worried about a match with you. So they come out with the Country Devil. I have seen the Country Devil try to get involved in the Sean Lau match. I've seen the Country Devil try to get involved in the Miles Journey match. So before we get too awfully far into everything going on, Doc is giving a diagnosis, if you will, for Jeb, saying we've got a nice little rubber room over here. I've got a couple of prescriptions, help you, with the voices. Like, it's good. So I come out and I inform Mr. Country Devil that his services are no longer required and he's banned from ringside. They weren't very thrilled about that. You and I need to discuss that later because apparently Bill Donovan is getting his lawyers involved. So we got to talk about that later. But we made it a straight match. So out comes Jeb Bingham, and to the chagrin of everybody except Jesse the Kid James, out came his partner, Ryan Justice. Place went nuts. Yes. I will start calling Jesse the Kid James a track star now because I have never seen somebody run from somebody so fast around the ring in my life. It was something to see. In the end, of course, Jeb Bingham, Ryan Justice, they get the win. There's a picture out there right now that shows Jesse standing between Jeb and Ryan with this look on his face like, oh no. And that was pretty much the way it was. They did get the win on this. Our next match had the Guerrilla Militia, Franco D'Angelo, Big Said, supposed to be up against Bloodlust. But it doesn't seem anybody can get a hold of Bloodlust. I couldn't get a hold of him. Mike, you couldn't get a hold of him. Nobody's able to get a hold of Bloodlust. And I can't help but feel that they had something to do with it. I can't prove it, but I really feel like they had something to do with this.
Mm-hmm.
So their response was, oh, well, we get our title shot now because our opponent's not here, but I don't play like that. So I told him, no, you do have a match, and made it very, very clear. If you touch my ref, you lose the match. If you touch my ring announcer, you lose the match. If you go in to the stage and touch my commentary team, you lose the match. And so out comes Nathan Briggs and Lonesome Loner Recoil. And they do very, very well against a much larger Franco D'Angelo and Big Said. In the end, Nathan Briggs, who's been beaten outside the ring by Said, starts crawling in. The ref goes to check on him. There was an elbow thrown that hit the ref. And I know what Nathan Briggs said. He said, I didn't know it was the ref. My head was down. Somebody grabbed me. But I had no choice but to ring the bell. Because what did I say? If you touch the ref, you lose the match. So
rules are rules.
Rules are rules, and we play by the rules, B.C.W Texas, even when we're not real happy about it. But because of that, they do get their title shots at the July 11th Super Show, Ground Zero. We will have Franco D'Angelo versus Damian Blood, and we will have Big Said versus the winner of a match we're going to talk about in just a few minutes. Mr. Ringside in the chat saying, you set the rules. Never thought I'd see a militia win like that. You and me both, man. Like, ugh. So aggravated by that. Speaking of the militia, we had Stage Dive Mafia, that being Axel Savage and Rook Tyler, going up against Street Style Fight Academy. Xavier Zamora, Emmanuel Fury. Now, I've seen Xavier Zamora before. I've never had the opportunity to see Emmanuel Fury wrestle, and if you missed out on it, you need to see it. These two together, absolute insanity. And this close to taking the belts away, the old school tag team championship belts away from the Stage Dive Mafia. It was a hell of a match, and kudos to the Street Style Fight Academy for putting it to them like that. I can't wait to see them wrestle again. Then we had a champion versus champion match. Emilio Guzman, of course, our BCW Texas champion, going up against Jordan Slade, the 101 champion. Rick coming out with Jordan Slade, which I'm not even sure how he got back in the building. Like, we need to tighten up security. We'll talk about that after the show. But he comes out with Jordan Slade. We're having the match, and it seems like Emilio's got an answer for everything that Jordan does, which makes sense because I've always kind of seen Emilio as that guy, you know. I taught you everything you know. I didn't teach you everything I know. And Emilio proved that in this match. And as one does when their name is Rick LZ and you think that the person you're supporting is going to lose, he throws Jordan Slade the belt. Jordan Slade hits Emilio with the belt. Ref sees it, calls for the DQ. and Emilio goes in after Jordan Slade and eat the feet, pulls him over to the corner, hits the frog splash, all the while pointing at Rick. So I'm interested to see what happens there.
Well, he does have Emilio does have a date with Destiny in a couple of weeks.
He does. May 23rd, Jake's Backroom for Squared Circle Pro Tornado Slam. Our last match of the night, and what we'll close out with, the one, the only living proof, Justin Taylor, making his long-awaited return to B.C.W Texas, going up against CD Cash. This was a main event. Like, CD Cash gave Justin everything he could handle. In the end, Justin did come out with the win, but afterwards, he had a little something to say to CD Cash, saying, you know what? You got it here. You could have beat me. You almost did beat me, but you don't have it here. You're cutting corners, and you can't win matches like that. So some inspiring words. I wonder, and I kind of wonder how that's going to sit with a very, I don't know whether to call it arrogant, cocky, convinced, but a very self-assured CD Cash.
Yes. I've seen some things online after the fact saying don't let that handshake fool you. I'm still the same guy.
I can believe that. Like I'll be interested to see how Cash approaches his next match. But all in all, Headgames was awesome, man. And we got the opportunity to showcase teachers. This show, of course, being our teacher appreciation show, I had the honor and privilege to invite some of the teachers into the ring. Some of the people there were teachers. I had the honor and privilege to invite them into the ring, got a photo op with them, got to thank them personally from all of us at B.C.W Texas. It was awesome. Crowd was hot. The whole show was good.
Yes, very good.
Very evil. Sorry, it was there. I had to go with it.
Yes, I completely agree. It was the way to end it.
No, I enjoyed everything about that. I enjoyed everything about this tonight. Thank you for everybody that's come in and watched the show with us. But as we always do, Mike, for the people watching, the people listening, the people who may check it out tomorrow, the floor is yours for final thoughts.
Well, we have another successful show in the books. We have there's so many people that to thank on to make that happen. You know, we have, I mean, from the people that drive the ring into the building. We got to the people that pop in the popcorn, selling concessions, all the way up to the very tippy top where you have the competitors. Everywhere in between, we have an entire village, and that includes the fans.
Yes, it does.
And I want to say thank you all for being B.C.W Texas's village.
I couldn't agree more, man. And it is that. It's from the front door to backstage and everything in between it. The energy, like some of the stuff you don't get to see if you come to the show is the way it's almost like a dance. You'll see somebody standing off to themselves thinking about, well, the last time I went against this person, they did this. So if they do that, I'm going to counter it with this. Like it's almost a dance watching them go through what they think might happen. And then you've got the crowd that's into it. And then you've got concession keeping everybody fed. You've got commentary. You've got the talent themselves. You've got you, Mike. making sure everything, as director of operations, making sure everything's running smoothly. I get the opportunity to be out there and be the general manager and do the things that I do. And it really does take a village. And we have one of the best villages in West Texas. I'm convinced of that.
Completely agree with you.
So thank you to everybody that's made it to the shows. Thank you to everybody that's here tonight. Love you guys. Thank you for giving me this platform to talk wrestling with you. Mike, as always, thank you for being here tonight. That's going to do it for us. We'll be back tomorrow night for SmackDown and watch along. If you're not already on our Discord, go get there. Come watch SmackDown with us. It's always a good time. Until tomorrow night, I'm Guapo. That's Mike Caldwell. We're not your average marks. We'll catch y'all next time. Yeah.